The impact of a day of insight on a person's life. The concept of a day of insight can be interpreted in various contexts, from religious, philosophical to psychological. Let's explore the key ways insight affects human life. What is insight? In broad terms, insight is a moment of deep awareness when a person sees the true nature of a situation, relationship, or oneself, overcomes previous illusions and cognitive biases, gains access to information about the world and oneself that was previously hidden or ignored. How insight affects life. 1. Reevaluation of values and beliefs. A person re-examines their priority system, abandons outdated attitudes, and forms new meaning-based reference points. This may lead to career changes, shifts in social circles, or lifestyle transformations. 2. Behavior and habit changes. Recognizing destructive patterns, e.g., in relationships or self-perception, enables conscious correction. Actions become deliberate rather than habitual. 3. Emotional transformation. Insight often triggers intense emotions, from shock and pain when facing uncomfortable truths, to relief and joy when freeing oneself from illusions. Long-term, this fosters greater emotional maturity. 4. Improved relationships. Understanding the true motives behind one's own and others' actions helps resolve conflicts, establish healthy boundaries, empathize more deeply. 5. Personal growth. Insight acts as a catalyst for development, encouraging learning new skills, taking responsibility for one's life, setting meaningful goals. 6. Spiritual awakening. In religious and philosophical contexts, insight may mean recognizing a higher reality, e.g., a divine encounter in Christianity, as in the story of the man born blind, understanding karmic laws in Eastern traditions, experiencing unity with all existence. 7. Crisis consequences. Sometimes, insight causes temporary imbalance, disillusionment with former ideals, feelings of loneliness due to breaking ties with familiar social circles, the need to redefine one's identity. Why people avoid insight despite its growth potential. Many resist insight because they fear losing comfort and stability. They dread the responsibility that comes with change. They avoid confronting painful truths. A familiar worldview provides a sense of control. How to integrate insight. To make insight a resource rather than a trauma, it helps to 1. Allow time for reflection. 2. Seek support, friends, psychologists, spiritual mentors. 3. Take gradual steps toward change. 4. Record new realizations, e.g., in a journal. 5. Practice self-compassion. Accept the complexity of the process. Conclusion. Insight is not a one-time event but often a prolonged process. Its impact on life depends on a person's willingness to accept new knowledge and act upon it. Ideally, insight leads to greater mindfulness, freedom, and a deeper experience of life. What is important in life? What is important in life is a subjective concept. Every person has their own set of priorities and values. However, there are some universal landmarks that are often considered significant. Key life values. 1. Family and loved ones, a source of support, love, and the opportunity to share life with dear people. 2. Health, the foundation for a fulfilling life, work, and achieving goals. 3. Love, not only romantic feelings, but also a general benevolent attitude towards the world and living beings. 4. Self-fulfillment, finding and realizing one's calling, feeling the significance of what you do. 5. Friendship, having people who are ready to support you in difficult times and share joys. 6. Personal growth, continuous development, learning, and expanding horizons. 7. Honesty, the basis for trusting relationships with yourself and others. 8. Gratitude, the ability to appreciate what you have and see the good in every day. 9. Hope, an inner resource that helps overcome difficulties and believe in the best. 10. Freedom, the opportunity to choose your own path and make decisions aligned with personal values. How to identify your priorities. To understand what is truly important to you, try this algorithm. 1. Write down everything you consider meaningful in life. 2. Review the list and ask yourself, could I be happy without this? 3. Cross out items you are uncertain about. 4. Repeat step 2 until you have 10 core values left. This list will become your inner compass, a guide for decision-making, and a reference point in challenging situations. Why it matters. A clear understanding of your values helps you make conscious decisions, build harmonious relationships, find meaning in everyday activities, maintain inner stability during times of change. Remember, your values may evolve over time. This is a natural process. Revisit your list periodically to ensure it remains relevant.